Melt the resistance and open your heart with Transformation Thursdays.
Hello and welcome to Transformation Thursday. I am Jay Dubois, your host, and I have with me here today Jason Gong, a Reiki master teacher and founder of the Reiki Experience, a company devoted to providing Usui Reiki services. And he's a co-founder of Compassionate Transformation Community, a 501c3 charity helping to alleviate the mental health crisis in our country and around the world. Welcome to Transformation Thursday, Jason. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you. I'm thrilled to be
Great.
here.
Thanks for joining us. So I have some questions prepared today, but in case anybody doesn't know already, and I think most people do, but in case anybody doesn't know, tell me what Reiki is.
That's a great question. So Reiki is a healing practice that was developed in Japan around the early 19th century. And its aim is to improve the flow of universal life force energy in one's body to heal the mind, body, and spirit.
That's really interesting. And how did you come by your Reiki practice? Like, what's your story behind becoming a Reiki master?
Yeah, so I learned Reiki at a young age. When I was 13 years old, a friend of mine invited me to go see a psychic. It turned out that the psychic was a Reiki master and gave me my first Reiki attunement and taught me how to do it. That's really how I kind of began this journey.
And you've been doing it how long?
Since 1997.
Oh, wow.
So some time.
Wow. And, we have a funny story. We have a funny history, you and I, where we met, probably 10 years ago or 12 years ago or so. And I didn't know that you did Reiki, and you didn't know that I practice shamanic healing. So I'm just curious if you've always, included Reiki as an important part of your life, or if you had some moments when you went off the path. Because I know that for me, I had moments when I went dormant with my spiritual practice.
Yeah, it's funny. Gosh, thinking back to those days when we met, it was always a part of my life, but it wasn't always in the forefront of my life. There were times where it did take more of a backseat role in my life, but I was always doing Reiki from time to time, obviously on myself and with friends and family, but it wasn't until a little more recently that I decided, this is definitely something that I need to focus a lot more on.
Yeah. So tell me what inspired you to get back into doing Reiki, and maybe some of the stories that you have of how people's lives have been changed by Reiki.
That's a great question. One that I don't know if I can truly answer, because it wasn't really one thing that inspired me to really dive back in full force. It was just always there. It was always something that I was doing, and there have been a lot of people that I've witnessed it having benefited their lives and changed their lives in quite a profound way. But it's hard to pinpoint, really. It was kind of just a calling, and there was a burning desire in my heart that just could no longer be contained. I just started feeling like I have to do this. I was no longer really being fulfilled in my role as a software engineer. And working in IT. And I just kind of decided this is something that just keeps coming up, in my heart and in my mind. And I was like, okay, now's the time I should really get back into this and make it my main thing.
Yeah. That's great. I have a similar story. So I'm sure a lot of people can identify with this. So tell me, why should somebody get Reiki, and who is Reiki for everyone, or are there people who shouldn't get it?
I tell you truly, everyone should get Reiki, with probably the only exception would be those that are on pacemakers, because there is a rare chance that Reiki could affect the pacemaker. But
Wow.
other than that, it's really for everyone. The benefits are so many. It helps to alleviate anxiety, depression, fatigue, insomnia, pain, stress, on and on. It also helps to boost the body's immune system and increase heart rate variability, and improve overall quality of life. So, especially if you're someone struggling with any of those health conditions I just mentioned, or if you're suffering with addiction, PTSD, or are in recovery, there's medical research out there that shows that Reiki is actually a good complement to many other forms of therapy, such as those undergoing chemotherapy. So really, I would advise this for everyone.
Wow. So there are scientific studies that show that Reiki helps people in all those ways.
Yeah, there are, and there's more and more studies being conducted as time goes on. It's starting to become more and more of a hot topic, as I guess, let's say, and people are starting to ask questions like, "What is this?" and "Why is this working?" But yeah, there's a lot of statistical data in clinical trials that are showing that Reiki does have profound benefits on health and wellness.
Yeah, and it's pretty fascinating that you can't get it if you have a pacemaker. That seems to indicate that that it actually would move the needle on some measurements, if it can actually stop a pacemaker, or meddle with its timing or whatever.
It's interesting that you mentioned that. And in fact, that was part of my training, was that for patients that are in hospitals, that are hooked up to medical equipment, it's best they can still receive Reiki. Obviously they're under the care of a physician in the hospital there, but it's best to give them Reiki from the soles of their feet in that case, which I was taught has less of a chance to interfere with any of the electronic or medical devices.
Wow, fascinating. And so, is this something that people are born with the gift of, or can you train people to do it?
So again, great question. There's a couple schools of thought on this, and one being that no, you can't do Reiki. You have to be trained to do Reiki. You have to kind of be initiated into being able to do Reiki. That's one school of thought. The other is that everyone innately has the ability to do Reiki to some degree. Now, I actually would put myself in this second school of thought. I think that everyone does have the ability to do Reiki. It's a spiritual, it's like our spiritual heritage. It's just a gift. It's part of what makes us alive. But that said, it does help to get training and to become initiated into Reiki. They call it attunements. And it's a process by which a Reiki master passes on an enhanced ability to be able to do Reiki, which is to essentially open the energy pathways of the student to allow the Reiki to be more accessible and to flow more readily.
And this something that you offer as a service?
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy to learn and it's easy to do. I strongly encourage everyone to learn Reiki if they get the chance. And I'm happy to teach it. And if not by me, there are numerous Reiki masters worldwide that, I'm certain would be happy to educate more people to do Reiki.
Yeah. And where can people find you if they would like to look, learn more about this?
You can find me through my website. It's reikiexp.com. That's REIKIEXP.com. Or, you can connect with me on social media. I'm at the Reiki Experience. Oh, I'm sorry, the Reiki EXP. That's TheReikIEXP. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube.
That's great. Thank you. So you're also the secretary of and co-founder of Compassionate Transformation Community, this nonprofit to help people with mental health. What prompted you to help with starting Compassionate Transformation Community?
Not what, but who. It was actually Compassionate Transformation Community CEO Winnie Chan Wang that reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in helping form the charity. I was a little nervous, but my heart and intuition knew it was the right thing to do. An interesting thing is that when I visited that psychic at age 13, one of the topics we discussed was that I would one day help to build a community of healers for those seeking healing. So that's always been in the back of my mind and a dream of mine. So I jumped at the opportunity and I couldn't be more thankful.
Wow. And what else should we know about Compassionate Transformation from your perspective?
Well, we have several programs geared to improving mental health and quality of life. One I'm very excited about is our Reiki program. Obviously,
Yeah.
we have a we have a Reiki open house once a month where everyone is welcome to come experience, learn about, and practice Reiki. But also, you can see more information about it and all our programs on our website at lovect.net. That's lovect.net. Also, if you're interested in getting involved and or donating for the cause, there's information and ways to do so also provided on the website.
Thank you. And if people want to come to this Reiki Circle, you say it's once a month. When exactly is it?
Right now, we're having it the first Friday of each month at Heart Center LA in Pasadena, California. And the doors open at 6 p.m. and we run it until 8 p.m.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell our viewers?
Well, that's it really. I just hope that everyone, takes interest in Reiki and, at least takes a peek. If you haven't experienced it, I really do encourage you to give it a try. It's wonderful, and you'd be amazed at how it can help improve all areas of your life, especially if you get Reiki regularly. And if you like it, then I would say take the next step, learn to do Reiki so that you can give yourself Reiki on a daily basis. That's really the best way, is learn it yourself and be able to give yourself Reiki and also give others Reiki.
And I just want to say a word about this Reiki share that we have once a month through CTC, because I also take part in it. And my experience of it is that it's actually, I also do Reiki and have received a lot of Reiki. And my experience of it is that when you have multiple people doing Reiki on you, it's a different experience, and actually really powerful, and can be really profound. I wonder if you have any stories of any data, any feedback, any transformation stories that you've gotten through your Reiki share or through your Reiki practice that can help our viewers understand exactly what to expect and what's possible with Reiki, especially in this situation when you have multiple practitioners working at the same time.
Sure. And you're right. Getting Reiki on a one-on-one basis is great. And that's usually the way it's done in most practices all around the world. But to receive Reiki as a group and to practice Reiki as a group, you're right. There is a different type of dynamic, and it can be extremely powerful. So I'll just the last time we did it, there was a young lady who I was working with some other practitioners, and she expressed that she was having some lower back pain, and we did the Reiki for her. And in the group setting, it's kind of quick. It's maybe 10 or so minutes. But then afterwards, I asked her how she felt, and she told me her back pain was nearly next to completely gone. On a scale of like 1 to 10 on the pain scale, when she first got on the table, she said that she was experiencing pain around an 8 level. Now, that's not to be taken lightly. That's an 8. That really hurts.
Yeah.
And then once we were done and she came off the table, she kind of looked at me and she was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "My back pain, it's almost gone." And I asked her, "Well, what's your number now?" And she said like a 1 or a 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. I just want everybody to know how powerful and profound the results can be. Of course, not everybody's results are the same, and we don't want to replace going to your doctor, but certainly we're finding more and more that people's lives are being changed by Reiki, and thank you for bringing it to CTC and to the Heart Center LA. Again, you can find Jason at Reiki EXP. That's REIKIEXP.com. The Reiki EXP on Instagram and Facebook. And you can find more about Compassionate Transformation Community and our programs at lovect.net. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jason.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Please like, share, and subscribe. We connect people with the resources to navigate the ups and downs of life. Will you help us solve the mental health crisis? Please donate to Compassionate Transformation at lovect.net. Thank you and love you.